respect to District Governor Rizal Reyes, District Governor-elect Ana Bumagat, to our esteemed governors, past district governor nominee, district officers, presidents-elect, secretaries-elect, fellow Rotarians, ladies and gentlemen, good day. My topic today is about our mission, our goal. And what is that? It's Rotary's top priority, and it is to end polio now. But before we talk about polio proper, let me give you a brief history of polio in the Philippines.
We are here to mark the beginning, a very small beginning, of what we hope will be a great thing: the total eradication from the face of the earth of a dreaded disease, poliomyelitis. Great things always have a small beginning. When Paul Harris founded Rotary almost 75 years ago, there were just 4 people. And yet, that organization which he founded has now flourished to cover 153 countries. It is our hope that in this small beginning, we would have, as I said, the great thing, the eradication of one of the scourges of mankind.
Flashback, throwback, in the year 1979, because of past Rotary International President Mat Caparas, he was a director then, and then also director Benny Santos. They really worked hard and pushed for the Philippines to be the beneficiary of the first 3H grant for polio vaccines from Rotary. So on September of 1979, then Rotary International President James Bomar gave the first drop of polio vaccine to a Filipino child in Makati City. That time in District 3830 or 383, the governor was then Governor Paeng Hechanova, now a past Rotary International Director. It has been 21 years since the Philippines was declared polio-free. You see, after 1979, the Philippines was declared polio-free in 2000. And it has also been 41 years since the first drop of polio to a Filipino child in 1979. How lucky can the Philippines be? Now, my presentation will provide an overview of the current status of global polio eradication efforts and highlights the role of each of you play in the Rotary Polio Plus program. It is an exciting and critical time in the global effort to eradicate polio, but more work in fundraising, advocacy, and raising awareness remains to be done before we reach the goal of a polio-free world. First, I'll talk briefly about polio itself, recent achievements and challenges, including the impact of COVID-19 pandemic and what still needs to be done. Then I'll talk about the funding requirements and your roles in the effort. Polio or poliomyelitis is a paralyzing and potentially fatal disease that still threatens children in some parts of the world. Poliovirus invades the nervous system and can cause total paralysis in hours. It can strike people of any age but mainly affects children under 5. Polio can be prevented by, exactly, by vaccine. Vaccines work. And being polio free is evidence of the efficacy of the vaccine. Polio can be prevented by vaccines but is not curable. Unlike most diseases, polio can be eradicated. So far, there's only one disease that has been completely eradicated in the world, and that is smallpox. The Global Polio Eradication Initiative partners include the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, WHO, UNICEF, U.S. Centers for Disease and Control, and Rotary. And equally important are the governments of the world. Polio cases have dropped by 99.9% from 350,000 cases in 125 countries in 1988 to just 176 cases of polio caused by the wild polio virus in 2019 in two countries, Pakistan and Afghanistan. To date, in calendar year of 2020, there were 140 reported cases. As of today, there are two reported cases. On August 25, 2020, the Africa region was certified wild polio virus free for 4 years after Nigeria detected its last case of polio virus. Now, 5 of the 6 World Health Organization regions are certified polio free, and 90% of the world's population lives in polio free areas, including the Philippines. This is a major achievement about which all Rotary members can be very proud of. While we have some challenges, it is important to remember that we have made significant progress and achieved a major milestone over the past year. In summary, nearly 19 million people are walking or alive due to our immunization efforts. Polio cases reduced by 99.9%. Type 2 polio was certified eradicated in 2015, and type 3 polio was certified eradicated on World Polio Day of 2019. The African region was certified polio-free in August of 2020, and only two countries are left with polio, Afghanistan and Pakistan. They have reported wild polio virus since September of 2016. In fact, progress continues to be fragile as the virus continues to circulate in the areas of Pakistan and Afghanistan due to children living in areas of conflict, remote geographies, or in highly mobile populations. Ensuring they are vaccinated are top priority. Maintaining community confidence in polio vaccination is also a priority, as some are expressing concern over repeated polio campaigns, particularly when other health services are not readily available. Maintaining political and financial commitment of donor, polio affected and high risk countries is also important to secure the will and funding requirement to finish the job. We entered 2020 knowing we had challenges to address and to overcome and to stop transmission of polio in the endemic countries and sustain and build on the progress in other areas. The COVID-19 pandemic has impacted all immunization campaigns, including polio. The good news is that the polio immunization activities have resumed after a temporary pause so as not to contribute to the spread of COVID 19. The focus required to combat the COVID 19 pandemic has also diverted already limited and human financial resources. What are the latest challenges? Years back, we had the dengue vaxxia, which lowered the confidence of mothers to have their children vaccinated. And last year, actually, we celebrated 1 year anniversary since Corona 19 hit us all, the coronavirus. And our investment in the infrastructure and frontline health workers for global polio eradication is supporting the COVID 19 pandemic response, which also working to continue polio eradication activities where possible. I'd like to make mention that last year of March 2020, polio took a back seat to COVID 19. The uncommitted DDFs were all given to operation expenses, operation costs to address COVID 19 in all the other districts. So hopefully for this year, the uncommitted DDF will be given to polio. So, what still needs to be done? This is an important question and one that you may be asked. As we say, polio is only a plane ride away. So, to protect the gains we have made and finally eradicate this paralyzing disease, polio immunization activities will need to continue and even intensify. As long as the polio virus circulates anywhere in the world, all children remain at risk. As we say, polio is only a plane ride away. If we stop polio eradication activities today, 200,000 children would be paralyzed within the next 10 years. God forbid, they may be your children, your grandchildren, or your grandchildren's children. Think about it. We must protect our children in the polio affected countries and those who are most vulnerable in countries with weak health systems. While activities are ramping up, we will eventually return to the full scale and scope of activities needed to achieve and sustain polio eradication. Immunizing hundreds of millions of children, supporting hundreds of thousands of frontline workers to carry out this work, and intensifying disease surveillance in people and in the environment. Now let's talk about our fundraising campaign. Let's present our goals to raise funds for polio. First, on the world goals, all Rotarians all over the world, all districts or clubs, are to raise $50 million, which will be matched by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, 1:2. So your $50 million becomes $150 million. After the world goals, we have the district goals. The districts are encouraged to give 20% of their DDF to polio. The DDF until this year, is matched 1:1 by the World Fund and 1:2 by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, making it 1:6. However, starting July of 2021, World Fund can only match the DDF by 50%. Nevertheless, it will still end up 1:4.5 match. So that is for the DDF, and I'm very happy to say, and I'm very, very proud that District 3860 has consistently been giving 20% of its DDF since 2013. The DDF balance from 2013, 2014, 2015 was covered by Rotary year 2016 and 2017. So since then, District 3860 has been giving its DDF to polio, and hopefully for this year, District Governor-elect Anna will do the same until we eradicate polio. And until that time happens, rest assured, District 3860 will be forever etched on the walls of the Rotary World Headquarters. So after the district goal, we have the club goals. The clubs are encouraged to donate $1,500. Think about this. If clubs apply for global grants, what is $1,500 for polio? You are supporting Rotary's top priority, the Banner Project to end polio. Our clubs who've availed of district grants, global grants, have enjoyed more than what they've given to annual giving or even to polio. So we encourage the clubs to give $1,500. Now let's talk about personal giving. Would $10 be good enough for each and every one to donate to polio every year? $10 with the exchange rate of Rotary 1:49 pesos, that's 490 pesos. That's equivalent to 2 large commercial coffee. So why not save from buying 2 commercial coffee and give to polio? It's the least you can do to pay it forward. It's the least you can do to say thank you to Rotary for saving your children from polio, your grandchildren from polio. And on personal giving, how can you raise funds as well? This year, we had so many fundraisers, from the t-shirt sale, from merchandises, and also from the activities that some clubs have conducted, like Run for Polio, Zumba for Polio, Walk for Polio, Bike for Polio. We all raise funds in spite of the pandemic. And what is really wonderful to think about is, in spite of the pandemic, Zone 10A, all 10 districts in the country collaborated together, worked together, and had fundraisers and also had common activities. So we lived up to being one Rotary for polio, one Rotary, one Philippines, one district for polio. We can do that. District 3860 actually in Rotary year 2016-2017 had the battle cry, one Rotary, one Philippines, one District 3860, and it gave the birth of our 5 advocacies, if you can recall, like bloodletting, breast cancer awareness, mangrove planting, special children advocacy, social enterprise. So one Rotary, one Philippines, one district to end polio now. Now there is a challenge. Every year, we are to increase our giving to polio by 10%. So we hope to see an increase in clubs giving $1,500 to polio. We hope to see an increase of Rotarians who have given personally at least $10 to polio. So together, we will work to end polio now. And Rotarians further leverage their fundraising efforts by working with governments to ensure the necessary political and financial support for polio eradication. So you can look for partners as well. In November 2019, there was a pledging event done in Abu Dhabi, and that was worth $2.6 billion, which was also given to the polio fund. And finally, what's our second role? It's to raise awareness. It's the responsibility of everyone. We need to intensify the awareness about the importance of polio vaccines. Vaccines really work. And how do you increase awareness? Social media, try media. You are the walking billboard. When you wear the red and polio t-shirt, you are the walking billboard. We've had celebrity endorsers like Mayor Richard Gomez, artists, celebrities, Mateo Guidicelli, Randy Santiago, and Gabi Concepcion, to name a few. Other districts also had their celebrity endorsers like Meanne Mendoza and Vilma Santos, and of course, Senator Manny Pacquiao. So we don't know who our endorsers will be for this year, but we can still keep the same endorsers as well. And likewise, talk about polio in any way, in any chance that you're given the opportunity. You help to tell the community and the media about your club's efforts to eradicate polio and why it's important to finish the job. Utilize social media to engage others and hold an event on World Polio Day. Register your event for World Polio Day on October 24, 2021. And if I may say, one success fundraiser was doing a birthday pitch for RI President Holger Canuck. For 2 days, we were able to raise $3,000 from a simple personal giving of $10 from some Rotarians. We were also able to raise $2,000 for the birthday pitch for Rotary's birthday in about a week. We credit our very dynamic District Governor Rizal Reyes, District Rotary Foundation Coordinator, and District Governor nominee Lilo Alino, and the hard-working, I tell you, the best District Polio Coordinator of Zone 10A for Rotary year 2020-2021, our very own Ricky Andres. In our dialect, maka-proud. Maka-proud that we were able to level up in terms of our DDF contribution and in terms of our club contribution and personal giving. We are strongly urging all clubs to hold polio events on World Polio Day or any time of the year. Register your event on endpolio.org. And you will be updated from time to time by your district polio coordinator on the events we have. Mind you, The End Polio coordinators meet monthly, and we also meet with the TRF team of Zone 10A monthly, and we also meet with the district polio coordinators monthly. I will end this presentation with three thoughts. We must sustain our commitment to a polio-free world and ensure all children and are protected from this paralyzing disease. We can take pride that the polio eradication infrastructure we have helped build is supporting the COVID-19 response, demonstrating the plus in Polio Plus. And we must ensure that we reach our fundraising goal of 50 million to fully leverage our 2.1 agreement with the Gates Foundation. Now is the time to focus our efforts to learn more, connect more, and donate more towards polio eradication. Learn, get informed, and help make polio a subject of conversation in your community. Connect. Most people have heard of polio, but few know that the disease still affects children in parts of the world. You can help by spreading the word. Donate. Every foundation helps us in the fight against polio and ask others to join you. Learn, connect, and donate. You may be asked, why should I give to polio? The Philippines is now polio free. My dear Rotarians, what if the Philippines was not the country to be the first beneficiary of the 3H grant of polio vaccines from Rotary? What if it was Pakistan? Then we would now be in the shoes of Pakistan. We need to work together to end polio now. At the start of these pet sets, we have heard District Governor-elect Ana Bumagat emphasize that Rotary's priority is to end polio now. Allow me to share snippets of this video from our trustee-elect, past Rotary International President John Germ, and our Rotary International President-elect Shekhar Mehta, and both all say Rotary's priority is to end polio. Fellow Rotarians, together we can end polio now.
The Rotary Foundation has set 3 priorities for the year ahead. Our first priority is, of course, to end polio. Those of you that know me personally understand how hard it is for me not to speak more about this topic.
Our historic effort to end polio continues to show progress. With Africa certified as wild polio free, there are now just 2 countries left where children are paralyzed by the wild polio virus. Put your best foot forward to end polio. The children of the world are waiting for you.